guys, Lyttle here, and today we're talking about your shoulder health, okay? Now I've covered in 2 other videos previously, but this one is specifically focusing on the shoulder, okay? The shoulder is an incredible joint. It has 360-degree range of motion. And no other joint, I mean the hip gets pretty close, but it doesn't have the same kind of mobility. And that extra mobility creates a lack of stability, right? So we need to be very mindful of our shoulders. Not only that, but we live in an anterior dominant world. If you saw my last video, opening up the pecs and the chest, is something you need to be conscious of, okay? So along with my windscreen wipers, which we saw in the last video, 2 of my favorite exercises for wonderful shoulder health is basically, I'm just gonna put my arms out, I'm gonna do very small circles. Now I'll do 4 circles in 4 different sizes, okay? So let's say that's extra small, and I'll do 4 circles, and then I go to small, and then I go to medium, and I think I'll do 5. And then I go to large, and then I go to extra large, okay? So I'm staying under control. I'm not just flipping my arms around uncontrolled. And now same direction, but now getting smaller again. So now back to large, and then back to medium. I'm doing 4 to 5 circles, and then small, and then extra small, right? And now, depending on how well you shoulders are, you want to change directions. This is where you feel that burn. Change directions, small circles, getting bigger, and then getting bigger, and then getting bigger. Of course, you're doing your 4 to 5 circles. I'm just fast forwarding through this. Extra large circles, and then same, but now getting smaller, okay? All the way back down. Now, common faults is people that if that's my ground zero, people will live here. So when they go backwards, they're really only going to ground zero, okay? Really try to keep your position here. So when I go backwards, I'm actually going backwards. When I go forward, I'm actually going forwards, right? People with tight chests and poor shoulder mobility, they'll be here. So you really use a mirror to get that hand position right. Okay, so that's my shoulder without load. And I've had hundreds of clients with a lot of shoulder pain that if they just do that a couple of times a week, they will get through their shoulder pain significantly. Remember, 5 different sizes, 5 circles at each size, all the way up, all the way back down, and then change directions, okay? That's unloaded. To ramp it up a little bit, or perhaps after that, I then want to do it loaded. And that's where I love my round the world, okay? So if I stay here and I move the weight so that you can see, it's basically like throwing the towel on to dry my back post shower, okay? I just want to articulate the weight around my head, and my biceps should be touching my ears as I go around. Now, I want to do this with a decent amount of load, depending on my shoulder health. Now if I move myself instead of moving the weight, just so that you can see what the weight's doing behind my head, right, the weight is staying at the perfectly same height the whole time. It's like the moon rotating around the earth, right? I want to do 10 one direction and then 10 the other direction, okay? So that my shoulders have been under full articulation, under load, for about 10 rotations each. And that will really look after your shoulder health, whether it's on chest day, back day, or on an active recovery day, just to keep your shoulders nice and tight, nice and healthy. Look after them.